welcome, welcome. Thank those that have been, riding along with a brother on this journey. I really appreciate it, and always thinking of ways to do better and reach out and keep giving that good energy in this old crazy world we living in. So I salute to my soldiers and soldierettes, because if you are alive and breathing, we are definitely back to fight another day. And let's get to them honors, shall we? I honor thy ancestors and their spirit alive and strong here in the present to make a brighter future for all of us that are righteous in our heart to the root of our soul. And I give honor. And let's think of those that we held dear and our families that transitioned. May they rest in peace and in power. And as always, may all of our families, those of us that are righteous and real, may our families prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. And always got to keep that family spirit. So honor thy mother, honor thy father, honor thy sister, and honor thy brother. And welcome to another EBX discussion. And keep doing better and do whatever we have to do in this life to maintain this peace that a lot of us have, that we fought so hard to get. And we're going to talk about 7 ways to free our mind. Now, I know everybody got different ways and different things we do to stay free. But again, as I heard a brother say, we have to add to the culture. You might hear me say that from time to time. And this will be a part of adding righteously, not no wrong shit, being the best of ourselves, even in our mistakes. When we are the best of ourselves, that great divine will pull us right on through. So we're going to start with number 1. And I also got little side notes that I'll be talking about. And just bear with me. 7 ways to free our minds. First off, we start with that great divine. We put that great divine in everything. And everything will always come into fruition, and we'll get what we need, and we always take care of our needs first, and we'll get the wants. The wants will come, So that's a side note, okay? But this is number 1. Be true to oneself. That's a given. Love yourself as much as we possibly can. Do things to keep you loving yourself, and also your significant other. Share that same love you feel for yourself, share with your significant other. That true love, not that self shit. That's number 1. And let's go to number 2. Meditation. You have to meditate. Think about things. Solitude. That's important in one's life because it gives you time to reflect on things, keeps you from making mistakes, and it helps you to make right choices in life. And must be righteous. This is still part of number 2. Have to be righteous. No, none of us are perfect. But what I always say, folks, we can have righteous intentions. When we have right intentions, when we fumble, make a mistake, it won't be as impactful because you meant well. It wasn't an evil intent behind it. So that's where meditation comes in. Always meditate as much as we can. Take those moments of solitude. If you don't know what meditation is or solitude is, look it up. Remember, we lead our own paths. We all can study and research. We are in the age of information. So remember, meditation, solitude is a pivot point in our lives to keep us from jumping off impulses and making wrong choices. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, deflect non-righteous person, place, or thing. If a person don't want to grow, and this is for a brother or sister, and those that, may be busy in their lives and don't pay attention to things. That's why it's good that we got a lot of, like-minded teachers out here, because some of us are busy in our lives, and it's nice to stop on social media, which I'll talk about on here too, because that's one of the ways, something I'm gonna talk about that. But sometimes it's good to run across a good brother or good sister on social media that has a positive word. Always soak things like that up. You hear something positive, take that in. So that I'm still on 3. Deflect non-righteous person, place, or thing, because anything that doesn't want to grow, that has toxic things within them and trying to bring everything else around it that it's connected to, deflect that at all costs, especially if you got a family, significant other. Number 4, study on a regular basis: mind, body, and soul. And that's the same thing as meditation. Study emotion, study the thoughts we get. If we get a wrong thought, a negative thought, study that thought, see where it came from, see why you're getting it. Never, because something I hear a lot of brothers and sisters say, we are spiritual beings having a human experiences. So with that being said, especially my melanated, I will always speak on melanated because I'm melanated. We have to know, especially my young brothers and sisters, those that might be coming in the beginning of spirituality, we are very powerful beings, but some of us aren't tapped into it. Get connected, my brothers and sisters, especially my young brothers and sisters. Get connected to that higher force and be all that you can be. You are so much more than you are. That's why I say study your body on the regular, your mind, body, and soul, spirit, thoughts, emotions. These are all ways and tools to help us become intelligent and stay intelligent, because intelligence can be connected to a lot of things. It's just not how we speak or how we walk or how we act. It's just doing the right thing and making the right choice, period. That's intelligence. Not giving in to toxicity and the things that can draw you into social media, and you step back and you focus on important things. That's intelligent, my brothers and sisters, those that may not be that aware. So that was number 4. Study on a regular basis, mind, body, and soul. Number 5, create a positive reality. Have fun, enjoy your life, and love our family. Again, if you got a significant other, children, even if you got outside people that you care about that's close to your family, check in on them from time to time. Make sure they're okay. Always keep that family spirit within, even if you're by yourself, because it keeps you from being what? Selfish. Always be family orientated, even if you're single. It's a good spirit to have. And, always be willing to overstand those that might not be that aware. And, I always say, try to help them, whether it's in our family or someone we truly care about. Always remember, those of us that are melanated, a lot of us, or should I say almost all of us, have come through some kind of conditioning. Read through the lines. So, again, number 5, create a positive reality. Have fun, enjoy life, love our family. Of course, we stay focused on the things in our life so we can stay grounded and, and stay sustained, but do things on purpose. Always try to stay in that positive space as much as we can. So that's number 5. Number 6, let no person, place, or thing stop us from having that peace, love, and power. Let nothing stop that. And, remember the things that you've been through. Remember what it took to get us to where we are. Let nothing stop that. Let nothing break down what we have built. And don't let some other entity that don't mean shit or mean well come along and tear down what we have been building our whole life. This is ours. Remember, we are the captain of our ship. We guide our ship. And who helps us guide that ship? That great, greater, great divine has been in all of our lives, especially those that's been righteous and ain't playing. Ones that's been putting in work to being righteous their whole life. Oh, trust me, the divine loves the righteous. So that's number 6. Let no person, place, or thing stop us from having that peace, love, and power that we have been fighting for and that we have got. Let's maintain it, because it's cool to fight for peace, but once we get peace, we got to do things to maintain it. So, okay, now number 7, the great divine will always keep us centered. And on different podcasts, you will hear me talk about different centering mechanisms, and come up with that in your life, brothers and sisters. Like I say, write it down. All these I wrote down. It's good to write too. Write your thoughts sometimes. If you can't, work them out in your mind, write them down. Do whatever we can to purify our thoughts, because we always got to remember those we are attached to, in the world, when we come up out of our solitude. And always remember, my brothers and sisters, especially my young brothers and sisters, that great divine will always keep us centered when we always stick with that righteous. Now, is being righteous easy? No. Would it be challenges sometimes? Of course. But the more truthful we are with ourselves and the more right, as we can, we try to live, and the more right we try to possibly be, the easier things will become. But we can't let things before us stop us, because always remember, there are always going to be little entities that are going to try to stop us from doing something great. Of course, when you know this, you can anticipate and you can sidestep a lot of bullshit. Trust me. This goes back to number 4, studying mind, body, and soul. When you study mind, body, and soul on a regular basis, your life will become somewhat of a breeze because you created a positive life for yourself. And that's what it's about. And it doesn't mean you don't care about things or care about anything that's important. It's about keeping oneself stable. And why is that? So you can love oneself, love the significant other if you have one, children, because what we feel inside, it will trickle out on to the world eventually. That's why it's important to study oneself, mind, body, and soul. It's very, very important that you study oneself. And it's the gift that will keep on giving. And why do we study oneself? This is something I say a lot. Why do we do these things? To maintain our peace. Because we are looking for righteous results. And results leads to what? Solutions. And I had a little side note. That was number 7. The great divine will always center us. I don't care what nobody say. All day, every day. Talk to that divine. Even when you're by yourself. Any mistake, any hurdle you're coming to, any storm that you think is a storm, go to that divine and talk to that higher force sincerely and watch that force move through your life, because it's moving through many brothers and sisters' life that I see, within my family, brothers and sisters maybe online, just people, brothers and sisters in general, especially those that's seeking righteousness out there, no matter what road we're on. If we got right in our heart, man, that divine would just give us so many blessings or blessings throughout our lives and those we are connected to. That's a given. And a little side note I had, and a lot of us talk about this, those that mean well, limit ourselves to social media and listen to our bodies. Our bodies talk to us. And when that body talks to you, and this could be brother or sister, young or old, listen to our body. And before I get on that, I'm gonna talk about social media. Now, I like doing things on social media just like everybody else, but like a lot of things that aren't really good for us, we have to do it in moderation. And some things you have to cut off, depending on what it is, and just stop completely. But social media, depending on who you are, it goes back to who you are as an individual. If you're just an individual that's just trying to do, good things, and you're positive, and you use it for your family and, and those you like listening to, and, try to keep good things on there. Don't let it consume you. And that's a big part of a way of freeing our mind. Social media, don't give in to too much stuff. Be an observer, stick to what's important. You'll hear me say that 1,000 times. So, and you'll know if you are true spiritual and you're rooted to the pit of your soul, you will know how to mediate yourself on social media, and this brother or sister. So that's just a little advice, because one has to always do an invoice on oneself, and I'm talking about me. I check myself from time to time too. So again, I'll mention I don't have a TikTok account. I'm never on Instagram, barely. If I put something in my stories, music, barely on there. I'm barely on Twitter. I'm barely on Facebook because, just to be truthful, I really don't give a fuck about none of the social media stuff. Only the good things is what I draw from it. All this other unnecessary shit, they miss me with that bullshit. Because I'm for the upliftment of my family, children, brothers and sisters that take the time to listen. That's what one is here for. Because when you're on divine time, you have no time for bullshit. You're not on man's time. Remember, when you're on divine time, brothers and sisters, it's the best time you could ever be on. So stick with that divine. You never go wrong, I promise. But you have to stay within righteousness, and you have to deflect those that want to stop your greatness. It's a lot of great brothers and sisters out there. Think of that too. There is a lot of bad people, but there are a lot of good people out here. So keep that in mind too, and that'll kind of keep your mind free too. So this other side note I had, listen to our bodies. This is important because I've said this from time to time. Our body follows our mind. So we have to keep our body healthy. Of course, we have to keep our mental healthy. That's a given. Our body has to be healthy, so we can live and be there for those. If we have children, those before us, those in our lives, significant other. We have to be healthy. My young brothers and sisters, talking to y'all, sometimes when we're young, we think we're invincible, I'm not going to judge, what one does in their lives, because I've done many things in my life. But just do things in moderation. Think about your health. Think about your future. And I'll use myself as an example. I did used to eat burgers. I put myself through a test. I'm like, okay, I'm going to not eat meat for, I'll say a week, just to see how it feels, put myself through a little test. And it's been a few days already. And I have to say, folks, it is a big difference when you work on your diet and you watch different things you eat. And one key thing I've learned, I've said this a lot before, at night, I think that's when it makes the big difference in our diet. Watch what we eat at night before we go to sleep. If we just have to eat something, make sure it's light and somewhat healthy. And it makes for an easy stool in the morning, especially as you get up in age. That's when your diet really makes a difference. So I'm just saying, I'm not perfect. I'm working on my diet as we speak, but I'm feeling the results of eating, somewhat eating right. It's a process, but when you take that step and you get that result, you be like, oh, wow, we have to take that step, take that initiative. So I have to say, brothers and sisters, and a lot of, the real like-minded teachers, a lot of them are healthy, and a lot of them do eat healthy, and a lot of them don't smoke, they don't drink, So, and I do agree with that. That's why I say I don't judge nothing. I take advice from people, and I incorporate it into my life and try to better myself, and then teach it to others. And yes, I do agree. We do have to watch our health, brothers and sisters. Do things in moderation. Go days without certain things that you're used to doing. Go a few days without it, just for a little while. Test yourself, So yeah, so now that I have changed my diet, it's not heavy on me. I don't feel drained and, and sleepy, and it makes you, kind of tired all the time. If you notice, every time, what we call it, the itis, every time we eat, we fall asleep. So I kind of got tired of that. So I have to, if we want something to change, we have to change it ourselves. So basically is what I'm saying. If you feel like you're lazy and slouchy, focus on your diet, because a lot of times that's part of what it is. And get sleep and make sure you get rest, because that's one of the reasons why I didn't make it to my volunteering session last week. And I had to think about that. It was because I ate late that night and I didn't go to sleep. So I can't, that's what we do. We work out things, even within ourselves. Work it out, rationalize, come up with a solution for it. And then you be like, oh, okay. And then when you do it, walk yourself through it, and you actually do it, you be like, wow. And nobody's perfect. It's a process. Just little things here and there that'll add life to us. Do it, brothers and sisters. So that's just something I wanted to talk about, something that was in my spirit, and 7 ways of freeing our mind. And I'm not gonna read or talk in between each individual phrase I had, but I'm gonna just say them one more time before I go. And I hope it helps someone, anything that help one, make bigger steps and be greater in one's life. I will teach it to somebody else, because that's what it's about, excuse me. Because our great divine doesn't give us gifts to keep it to ourselves. We cherish it for ourselves for a minute and we enjoy it, but let's share it to somebody else, because we always say we never know who we're touching, lifting, or saving. Even though we're not saviors, but you just don't know, brothers and sisters. You might actually be saving someone. So I'm going to go through this list one more time. And remember, number 1, be true to oneself. Love yourself. Number 2, meditate. Must be righteous. As much as we possibly can. None of us are perfect. Number 3, deflect non-righteous people, places, or things. If they can't get it together, remember, we all have choices. I'm talking about those who are healthy and aware and got a somewhat healthy mind and healthy body. If they don't want to fix themselves, then they will be by themselves. Okay, number 4, study on a regular basis, mind, body, and soul. Number 5, create a positive reality, but have fun, enjoy life, love our family. Number 6, let no person, place, or thing stop us from having peace, love, and power. Number 7, that great divine will always keep us centered if we're truly and sincerely connected to it. And again, I'll say that side note one more time. Limit ourselves to social media. Don't be consumed by it. Only use it, we have fun and do the things that we like, but just limit ourselves. Try to stay in a positive space. And a positive present always makes for a positive, great future. I guarantee it. Just stick with it no matter what. Divine has got you. Divine has got all of us melanated, especially those that are righteous. Those that are struggling. If you're not listening to that spirit and not listening to your gut and you're not wanting to get better, and if you don't love yourself, you're going to be a hamster on a wheel. So let's not be a hamster on a wheel, folks. Let's always do things to free our minds. And that's my thought. And thank those that's been coming in and commenting. Salute. Thank you. And I want the best in your life for your families. Salute to the reachers and teachers out there. May you prosper in your endeavors and things that you're reaching for and your goals in your life. And I honor your family, my family. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you have the ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. 1.